Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm back. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm excited about what we got going on here. There's so much happening in the world. There's so much inconsistency. There's so much trepidation, as you guys know. But there's some things in life you can focus on, okay? And you can focus on your spiritual life, your financial life, your family life, and your physical health, your mental health and physical health. And one way to do that, of course, is this great product I've been using, and it's working. As you guys know, I've lost now 29 pounds. We're bringing them back. We're bringing them back. Patty and Chris are back with us again with c60evo. Bring them on. There they are. How you guys doing?
Woo-hoo!
Pastor Paul, great to see you.
Awesome.
29 pounds. Are you serious?
I am serious. This morning I got on the scale. I did a little celebration. And you know, it just simply, I of course take that shot of that olive every day. But there's more. There's more things you have. So look at that. That's it. That's the bottle. You know, 1 shot a day. And you can have 2 shots a day if you want to. But it's working for me.
I don't mean to show off, but I've got a really big
wow.
one. Just saying.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
That's the Are You Serious?
That's
version.
the Are You Serious?
That is.
But anyway, I'm really excited. It's really helping me. And I know I'm hearing from my audience that are now getting involved and with the different products you have. And so Patty and Chris, share with us the products here and how it's making a difference.
Chris, you want to talk about the molecule?
Yeah, let's get the geeky stuff out of the way, right? Like that's always the good idea. First, 29 pounds. Like, are you serious? That is amazing. Well done. I know you're feeling better. You're looking better. All of those things, and the way you're looking and the way you're feeling is actually the testimonials that we get from our clients week after week after week. So it's one of the joys that Patty and I have. One, for me, the geeky guy, I get to educate people about the science behind the molecule. And then 2, both of us get to kind of look at the reviews and see these amazing testimonials. Real quick, I'll try and get the science out of the way. I know a lot of people like it. I'll keep it kind of easy to absorb. I'm holding a model of a molecule. This molecule, if you're listening, just imagine a soccer ball where the lines on the soccer ball represent the bonds between the carbon atoms. You have a spherical molecule of 60 carbon atoms. The molecule was discovered in 1985, and the 3 scientists who discovered that molecule won the Nobel Prize in 1996. 2 exciting things about that. It was discovered here in Houston, and we are the oldest and longest manufacturers of this molecule on the planet. So very proud to say that. Yeah, the molecule, they actually thought it would be toxic. So one of the shapes on the exterior of this molecule, which we call ESS60, one of the shapes is reminiscent of benzene, right? So it has the same shape as benzene. Benzene is known to be toxic, known to be carcinogenic. So they thought this ESS60 molecule would be toxic. They put it in a toxicity study. Instead of being toxic, the test subjects that they gave it to, in this case it was Wistar rats, lived 90% longer than the control group.
That's
the single longest longevity experimental result on mammals in history. It's peer-reviewed, published research.
Yeah.
Really proud to say our lab provided the material, and our lab is mentioned in that original study. So that's kind of the background. That's what shot me and really Patty together to get out there again and share the research, and then honestly reap the benefits of hearing all these amazing testimonials.
I mean, so it's an incredible, first of all, scientific discovery. The testing proves it. The statistics prove it with the rats. And then now the testimonials are coming forward, Patty, from the people.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, but a lot of people almost love reporting more on their pets because they're so astounded because they're watching rather than feeling.
Wow.
In a life that's so busy that their brain doesn't notice, oh, I don't hurt, but they see their dog all of a sudden going up the stairs when they used to have to carry him up. And I'm getting a lot of those testimonials. We had a friend that just lost a and we were saying, I'm so sorry. And he said he was 20. He was a c60evo cat, and he was 20.
Wow.
And so I was telling my family that the other night. My daughter said, Zumo's 20. And Uma's 18. So what? And I'm like, your cats are 20 and 18, and they've been taking Evo. So it's pretty remarkable. She said, "Oh, but that's nothing. Wait till I tell you about the hamster." And they had five, and of course they shrink down and you got little kids. So now we got one left, and that last one is just starting to lilt around. And Kelly goes, "Oh, I should give her a dropper of some Evo for the cat formula because we have it here." So she puts it near the little hamster, and he grabbed it with both hands and he sucked the thing dry.
What? The hamster grabbed it on. Okay. And so, when was this? How long ago was this?
Yesterday.
Okay.
And today, I said, "How's the hamster doing today? If it flies, let me know because I've got two shows tomorrow." And I mean, I'm like, what's it going to do? Because he sucked it dry.
Wow.
Like, that was enough for 3 cats. This is our cat formula, by the way, and it has salmon essence. The dog formula has bacon. So, yummy for pets.
Yeah.
But that was pretty funny. And the hamster is still around. And man, she got another drink today. I mean, both hands on it. She was just,
Wow.
really cute.
Wow.
So, that's animals which we can see without judgment. We just go, "Oh my God, I love my dog." 2 people have said, "We thought we were going to have to put our dog down last year. Started on C60evo for dogs. You should see him now." And Chris and I are like, "Yeah, that's so nice." Because what a happy thing.
Yeah.
And if it does that for your pets, imagine it's probably doing that for you. But people are so busy being out there instead of in here. Your audience may be a little different because they're more spiritually minded, but those of us that really focus on spirit and sense of body can really notice this remedy.
Yeah.
And you take it in the morning and you go cooking all day long. I have a friend that's seen me twice this week and she's like, "Why are you so wound?" I'm like, "This is me."
Yeah. And you don't have to take a shot right out of the bottle if you don't want to, like I do. You can pour it in your coffee. You can pour it in your coffee. Yeah, you can put it in a smoothie. You get a teaspoon, and there it is. It don't take much. There you go. They're going to show you.
Well, don't make me jealous. Where's my bottle?
Yeah. I'm not in my regular studio, so I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here fiending because although I've had my C60 already this morning, but yeah. And what's so good about this? And there they go. There they go. Here they go. Yep, longevity. Longevity.
Love it.
But it gives you energy, but at the same time, you can lay down and sleep at night. It doesn't. You don't. It's really hard to even explain. Is it something that's doing, as you said, with the molecule, with the cellular level on the body and in the mind, the brain?
Yeah, you're keying in on something that is pretty remarkable, right? Because our most consistent testimonial is people take it in the morning, they report mental focus and energy during the day, and then better sleep that night. I'm not aware of other things you can take in the morning that positively impact your sleep, and I'll kind of share our theory here in a second. But there's certainly things you can do. If you exercise in the morning, that's going to help you sleep at night. If you get up and get some exposure to the sun, that's going to get your circadian rhythm in line with the rising and falling of the sun. That's going to help you sleep at night. But to take something in the morning and have it positively impact your sleep is unique. And one of my roles as the chief scientist is to figure out, why might this be true? Like, why might we be having focus, having energy, and then also getting better sleep? And I'm going to go a little geeky. This is what I do.
He's going technical on us, Patty. Here we go.
Sorry.
He's going geeky. He's going geek on it. It's geeky. Okay, we'll ride it out.
But I do have a very fun analogy at the end of it, right? So that'll bring it all together.
All right.
So we know from peer-reviewed published research that this ESS60 molecule gets into the mitochondria. And then we also know from way back in the 90s when this was discovered that it can hold up to 6 negatively charged particles on the exterior of this ESS60 molecule cage. Just real briefly, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of every cell. Every cell in your body has between 50 and 5,000 mitochondria, except for your blood cells, which actually have 0. And then your brain and neurons have 2 million. That's how much energy Yeah, our nervous system uses so much energy compared to it's just like, are you serious? How much energy it uses? Yes, it uses that much energy.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah. And just like, so a mitochondria, powerhouse of every cell, just like every power source, there are negative byproducts, right? You have your car going down the road, it's got exhaust, you've got a power plant, it's got a smokestack with smoke. In the case of mitochondria, it's got reactive oxygen species. And internal to the mitochondria, it manages those ROSs, reactive oxygen species, it manages those ROSs with two antioxidants, glutathione and melatonin. Now, when a mitochondria gets stressed, right, and this can happen in so many ways. I mean, we live in a modern society, so it's happening almost every second, right? It can be pollution, it can be sun exposure, it can be radiation, right, electrical radiation. It can just be a stressful email or a stressful phone call conversation. Our mitochondria gets stressed and starts producing more energy and therefore more reactive oxygen species. And if those overwhelm the glutathione and melatonin, I like to picture them like little bumper cars running around. Everything they bump into, they're causing oxidative stress and damage and like basically rusting it. That's where we think this ESS60 molecule comes in, because those reactive oxygen species, those ROSs, are negatively charged particles. So we believe that this molecule can hold on to them until that mitochondria can replenish the glutathione or melatonin and then manage them properly. And so here's the fun analogy. It's the end of Mardi Gras, and you've got these crazy drunk reactive oxygen species running around doing a bunch of damage on Mardi Gras. And what does the New Orleans Police Department do? They send in the glutathione and the melatonin to handcuff themselves to these reactive oxygen species and get them off of Bourbon Street. But what does the New Orleans Police Department do when they get overwhelmed? Well, they take those reactive oxygen species and they put them in a paddy wagon, right? So they attach them to the exterior of this cage. And then when they can replenish the glutathione and melatonin, then they can handcuff them to those reactive oxygen species and get them off of Bourbon Street. And that's why we say that this ESS60 molecule is the boss buffering oxidative stress system. And if we're doing that, if we're reducing the negative impact of mitochondria, then we're going to positively impact everything, including focus, energy, and sleep.
Amazing, amazing. So, Patty, the scientific explanation here is giving us not only energy and but I'm hearing the word protection, and this is a Nobel Prize discovery, and you would think there'd be more people wanting to go down the road, but this actually is and I can testify, it's making a difference for me. There's no doubt. And I think for many others, I'm hearing that from some of our listeners out here who send us or call and say, how do I get a hold of that? So Patty, what has it done for your life and how does it help you?
When I met Chris, I was in the field of UFOs. I was making movies, winning awards. There's two of them over there next to the amethyst.
Yep.
And I had no idea that I was this little green fairy that was cruising around with a bunch of military agents that were sabotaging the field of ufology. But I had 10 years of so much fun. I went in 100 crop circles, made all these films, and then people started attacking my physical body in ways that I don't know if your audience wants to hear, but the good news is I survived. And then somebody hit me with uranium poisoning in my garage, and I lost all this weight, and I was fainting and got out of the house and came around. But I was putting oils on the bottom of my feet and taking tons of c60evo formula. And we didn't have the company yet. It was just, there were hippies at festivals that were selling Chris's product mixed in their basement with oil from Costco, because it was early. It was kind of like in 6 years ago, it was like CBD was 15 years ago. Nobody knew what it was, and everybody else assumed, oh, it's marijuana. You don't want that, you know. It's like, no, CBD is still around. It's helping people get out of pain. But then we've got this new breakthrough, which is ESS60. And it comes from our lab for, gosh, 34 years, even though Chris looks like he's 20. He's been making it 34 years with his
What?
partner, who also, yeah, isn't that ridiculous?
You've been making this for 34 years. You don't even look 34 years old.
He's 80.
Thank
He's
you,
80.
thank
This is what Evo 80 looks like.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, right. But Patty, I can tell. I mean, you look beautiful as well. So this has been working for you, even though you had to come through this uranium poisoning and different medical problems that you've faced. You have miraculously made this tremendous transformation.
I have. And my friends are stunned.
Yeah.
So the punchline for me was, in the last year, I finally was taken to my knees. I couldn't walk by last Christmas. And so I've had both hips replaced within the last year and 6 days. And 5 days after my first hip replacement surgery, I called Chris and I said, I'm up for the show today. And he thought I was kidding. 5 days after surgery, from the chest up.
Yeah.
Don't make me walk or dance on camera.
Right.
But sitting here talking, my brain was fully back. So when Chris talks about the mitochondria, the powerhouse of every cell, and you've got millions in your brain cells, you've also got somewhere in between in the pineal gland, which is our connection to God, to spirit, to our higher self. So when people take this product, like for me, my brain just started soaring again. And being in the crop circles really made my brain soar. So I've kind of really done a lot of changing. I'm 71.
Look great. You look wonderful. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, the comeback of taking this product and the expression on the surgeons' faces when I was interviewing them, and I said, I'm pretty sure I'm bone on bone. Here's my x-rays. And they brought in other doctors because they've said, we've never seen anybody like you. You've been walking bone on bone for how long? And I said, listen, in my purse, I have this product. This is how, this is why. And we can't say the inflam word, so I'm going to say mega lubricant. Okay. I have lubricated my joints like crazy. And that's how I was one of the longest walking bone on bone people that just stunned the people. But when I had my hips replaced, my recovery has been like effortless.
Wow.
So a lot of people around me are like, really? And I'm like, get on the Evo, definitely start, put it in your morning coffee or take it on a spoon, but do it before noon so you've got energy all day long.
I love that.
And your joints
do it before noon. Put it in a coffee or put it on a spoon, but whatever you do it before noon, right? So you are ready to go. So Chris, what we're doing then is this, we're feeding our cells. That's what I think I'm hearing you say. We're feeding the cells, and Patty's saying it's lubricating also the joints because detoxing. Let's talk about that. Is there any studies on it on being an antitoxin? I mean, pulling it out. Is there anything on that?
Yeah, so there's more work to be done there in reality. What I can share, let me share this because I'm kind of reading through the comments from people watching.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to share is this is a naturally occurring molecule. We have literally all been exposed to this, and let me kind of walk you through that. If you take a candle flame and you collect the soot from a candle flame, usually you just put a cold steel plate over the candle flame and you've got black soot. That black soot has parts per million or parts per billion of this ESS60 molecule. So naturally occurring molecule, we've all been exposed to it, just not in the quantities that are available now in our supplement. When you talk about detox, it's probably about 15 years ago. I mean, we've been in this industry for so long that we've got lots of experience, but we're doing a joint project with the University of Houston. And one of the things, the ways that they described it is they said that it was as good, the raw components of the material in the process of making this were as good as activated charcoal. Now, activated charcoal is a well-known detoxification agent, right? And it's really good at absorbing hydrocarbons, right? These are things that are man-made that they're not all man-made, but they're things that are not good for us in general. And one of the unique things about this ESS60 molecule is that it's super small and can actually get into our body. I always, somebody gave me this visual a long time ago, and it really stuck with me. If you think about a pool noodle, right? And you've got the whole down of a pool noodle. If you drop a marble down the pool noodle, would you say that the marble is part of the noodle? Well, no, it's just in the hole that's
it's passing through. It's passing through. Right.
Well, from our mouth to our anus, we've got a hole.
Hello.
And
yeah, okay.
So in order to get into your body, you actually have to go through the gut barrier. You have to get into the body.
Right.
Activated charcoal stays in your stomach, stays in your intestines, and works to detoxify there. This molecule can actually get into, in fact, it gets in the mitochondria. You know, one of the kind of questions you started to ask was, hey, working at a cellular level, like that's really interesting. Right. That's really good. A lot of supplements on the market are extremely excited to share how proud they are that that it works at the cellular level. Well, mitochondria are the subcellular level. They're actually the powerhouse of the cells that they're in. And we know this molecule from peer-reviewed published research gets into the mitochondria. And again, that's where we think it's the boss, the buffering oxidative stress system, where it's managing the negative byproduct of stressed mitochondria, which we all have stressed mitochondria.
Right. Now, it's not just the olive formulation, but there's the avocado. Patty, there's all right. Tell us, give us the flavors.
Oh, they're so good. The 3 flavors. The olive is the strongest. It's got 0.8 to 0.85 milligrams per milliliters of ESS60, which is the upgraded version of the carbon 60 fullerene that we sell for industrial purposes like ink, batteries, photocells, and tires, but you don't want to put that in your body. So you don't want to be buying C60. You want to be very careful that it's ESS60, which is a clean version of this fullerene that Chris and Robert have been making for 34 years. This is the avocado oil, which Ann Vandersteel and Roseanne Barr rave about. They say they slice up toast with avocado, pour on the avocado oil, a little salt, and as a clam. I personally wake up every day, crawl to the kitchen, and makes my morning coffee. And I just ran a video doing my whole recipe of 6 ingredients, but this is what's most important. And when I go out of my camper, I grab whatever, but there's always a bottle of this for my morning coffee. So organic everything, honey, cinnamon, ESS60, grass-fed butter, and whipping cream, which I learned organic heavy-duty whipping cream is the only thing that's non-inflammatory of the dairy-rich products. So
really,
go all the way with heavy-duty whipping cream. But it starts my day, and then I have, even though I did cheat and have another spoonful with Chris a minute ago, I find that the 1 scoop in the morning, spoonful in my coffee, gets me going until right when I collapse at 9:01. I'm just like a clock.
Oh, you should be in the villages, because you do know that here in the villages, every little downtown that they have here, and the people all go there and they eat and they dance. But at 9 o'clock, the band stops. Everybody gets in their golf carts and there's this mass exit home. You should be, if you're 901, you should be in the villages. And the people would love you.
Where's the villages?
You've not heard of the villages, Florida?
No.
This is 165,000 people, 55 and older. This is the audience. You ought to be setting up a booth in these little, they have these little festivals almost every weekend or, every other weekend. Oh, yeah.
What state are you in?
Florida. It's called the Villages in Florida. It's the fastest growing city in America. Look it up. It's called the Villages, but it's 165,000 retirees ages 55 and older who love to, and they are out walking. They're playing water polo. They're playing pickleball, and some of them are probably using your supplement. I think.
Oh my gosh, you need to set up a booth, Captain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow. I mean, that just sounds totally appealing.
But at 9:01, it's time to everybody get home and take your meds. It's time, it's over. They're done. 9 o'clock, lights out.
Can I tell you, I have a golf cart in my garage. I've never hit a ball that I cared about. And I live in a town also where we drive golf carts. It's
Okay.
so fun.
It's fun. Everybody has a golf cart. It's a lot of fun. Chris, you look too young. They wouldn't let you in. Both of you would have a hard time getting in. Matter of fact, Patty, you're getting
wait.
You're Chris, getting comments. Wait a minute. Patty looks great. She looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the comments are coming in. Chris, yeah,
I think I heard a comedian talk about that community, and she went there and she's under 55, and her parents were like, "You can't stay the night." And she's like, "What are they going to do? Arrest me? Put me in whatever 55 and older jail or whatever?"
No. Now Israel, who's producing the broadcast, Israel, what are you? 41, 42. He's 42. But he's got a long beard, and we snuck him in, okay, because we need him. We need him here. No, it really.
Chris is about to confess he's old enough to get in.
Oh yeah, I could be there. I'm 55. I turned 56 in June.
Okay, yeah, you're eligible. You're eligible. You're going to get the little what's called the Village People. You get the little green Village People card. You can go everywhere. You go swimming in all the different pools. And we got 275 holes of golf here. I mean, it's crazy. How many golf courses? The last time I heard it was 57. I don't know how many. It's crazy. Okay.
This is so fun.
Yeah, this is Disney World for old people. This is where it's happening. But you can't if you don't take care of your health, you're never going to get to enjoy those golden years. And one way to do that, folks, I mean, look, maybe you're watching right now and you're 35 years old or you're 45 years old or you're 55 years old and you're saying, well, is this going to make a difference? Put one scoop in the soup. I mean, seriously, do this every day and watch and see, because there's something, I don't know, it's energetic, all I can say. I got so much energy. Yeah, I got to keep moving, okay?
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, you got it helps the mental clarity. Is that true?
I think that's the most important thing to me is my endurance for research is just like I'm hungry. And I watch congressional hearings even with fascination.
Oh, my Lord. Okay.
But I have to shut them down when other people start talking that are just offensive, which we mean. It's such a time right now of mental testing when you go to the grocery store or out in society. But I live in Colorado. And we haven't grown up yet. So, yeah, I mean, it is very...
You got to be a light. You're the light in Colorado right now, right? You're the bright and shining light out there.
Chris has to remind me, don't let things bother you. Because, yeah, I mean, when people just play dumb and continue playing dumb, I kind of run out of patience. But the nice thing is I don't really run out of patience. Like my endurance is nothing like it used to be. And I know it's the Evo because here I've survived these 2 surgeries.
Wow.
Here I'm this old. And I mean, I spent 10 years riding a Harley. I spent all my kidhood doing competitive gymnastics, never hurt myself. It was bad people when I started telling the truth during this crazy chapter of human history where telling the truth is, what did they say? Telling the truth in times of universal deceit is a revolutionary act.
Wow.
It was George Orwell. But when they first slandered my Crop Circle Films website, they shut it down. They did this big banner that had that statement, telling the truth. And so in 2013, I was warned, it's time to start lying like the politicians and your neighbors. I couldn't do it, I feel like with no matter what I've been through, I've been gifted because now I'm partners with the lab.
Yep.
And in all the world, there's only one lab that's been doing it for 34 years. Chris and Robert were in college, and their professor said the golden key. He said, if you guys, you're smart, if you can figure out how to make C60, you will make unbelievable money because it's worth more than gold per ounce. Well, tell 2 college boys that. And they created and they're still using a newer version, he said, of the machine. But I've seen it, and it is Star Wars. And the 2 of them, they make me proud. I get to do all the social fun, the shows, setting up the shows, and bringing in new people. But they do the grunt work down there in Texas. And we're proud. We have a Patriot Lab in America selling a product that's made here.
I like it.
We do import exquisite oils. Chris, where does our olive oil come from? A special farm, not Costco like others, Where does it, what country?
Yeah, olive oil is a challenge, and there's a lot of kind of fraud with palm oil. Our best way to solve that was to identify a particular orchard in Greece, and so we buy from that orchard in Greece.
Wow.
Okay, I was right.
All right.
And yeah, and Chris was doing the big long scientific version, which a lot of people resonate with, but I want to tell you the generic hippie form of what all that meant is that you take it in the morning and you feel more energy, mental focus, flexibility all day long. For people that are runners, workouts, competitors, you do this before a race and you won't hurt afterward like you might otherwise.
Wow.
When you know that you've got a big, heavy game coming up and you really need an advantage, you do a spoonful. I do a tablespoon and I'm only 5'2".
Yeah.
So I go hardcore, but if a man did a tablespoon of this before a game like tennis or whatever that's really strenuous, you're going to have an advantage. It's almost like cheating.
But it's natural. True. It's all natural. That's the thing. Right? It's all natural.
It's not cheating. It's like knowing something that actually works. And there are people that don't like the taste of oil. We have capsules of the strong stuff. Yep. These are fabulous. I have a couple of friends that said, yeah, when I took this, it was a slower come on, but then it lasted longer.
Because it's a capsule, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's surrounded by a little gelatin, so it takes a minute to
digest.
dissolve. But then you just go. But I go all day long on my MCT and the coffee. So find your groove. A spoon works because then you don't have to get to the bottom or lick the plate.
Right.
Because you don't want to waste any. But they all taste good, and they're all organic. And we started experimenting with where else it works on the body, and we found that, oh, wait, it works everywhere. I mean, we had people cure things that we can't say cure.
Can't cure. No.
People report that they had unbelievable things. Check out check the link below and go look at the testimonials. They are highly impressive.
Folks.
And when you tap the link below, you're also going to get a secret code for Paul that gives you 10% off at checkout. But I wanted to talk about my favorite product, which is the facial serum. And Chris and the guys at the lab were like, when I first called them, we got to do a facial serum because I rode a Harley for 50,000 miles and my skin looked like it. And I started putting this on my face, but it was just, I'd wipe the spoon, I'd wipe the lip of the bottle.
And you started rubbing it on. Yeah.
I started rubbing it. Now my skin is like glowy young. So we invented this wonderful facial serum. The guys finally gave in at the lab, and now Chris uses it.
Yeah, he does.
All the guys use it, and I think we sell as much to men as ladies. They even designed a box that I couldn't do better than, which is really a beautiful gift. Revive, replenish, rejuvenate. But then a year later, Chris calls me and says, well, I hope you don't get mad, but me and the guys are so impressed with the facial serum that we've been playing with peptides and we've got a new one. So now we've got a 2-part facial serum called C60evo Youth Renew Duo. Chris is modeling because that's how he keeps his face so gorgy. And wait till he takes his glasses off. Like he looks really young.
It's unbelievable. And Chris.
Yeah, so 1 pump of this, 2 drops of that, and it goes on your whole face.
Okay.
I dare you to find a wrinkle on this 55-year-old
Wow.
C60.
So he does this, and this is part of the reason that we're seeing such a God-given, just an incredible response. And wow, he glows, he shows, he knows. It's Chris.
I like it.
Okay. Hey, well, let me ask a question now, Chris, real fast. Is I know, folks, again, go to the link. I'm going to put it right below the video here where you can click it and go straight there. It's c60evo.com/Paul Begley. Okay, C60.
It's in the comments, too. I've been pasting it in the comments.
He's been posting. Okay, there you click it. Don't miss it. c60evo.com/Paul Begley. And you get 10% off on everything they got over there. Chris, you've been in the lab 34 years. There's no way that you're not working on something new besides what you just showed us. Are you working on another secret? You can't let it out, but tell me, is there anything else going on in that lab?
So we are always working on something new. I mean, that is the reality. One of them is kind of interesting. It's related to nutrition and specifically protein. So it's not a protein powder, but there's a kind of nutrition option that has been recognized as potentially the cure for hunger on the globe, and also has an amazing protein profile, which as you start getting older, you have to be worried about sarcopenia, right? Sarcopenia literally means muscle wasting. So as you age, you tend to have less muscle.
Yeah.
I've actually put on about 5 pounds of muscle in the last 9 months.
Wow.
Because of the amount of protein that I'm consuming, that's a huge component of it. You still need to lift heavy things, right? So you should be sore once or twice a week, but you also need to get your protein up. So we've got, that's one thing that's in the works.
Okay, so again,
and I do need to check. This was the perfect time. I get to drop that that knowledge bomb, that teaser, and then I do need to take off. I've got a previous appointment. So glad to connect with you. So proud. 29 pounds, absolutely amazing. Keep it going. Whatever your target is, get to it.
I'm still going.
And thanks to all of your audience, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right,
and
Chris.
I'll stay with you for a few more minutes.
All right, Patty. So if Chris, we'll see you. Thank you.
Take care.
God bless, brother. God bless. So, Patty, if they go to c60evo.com/Paul Begley, there they'll find all the products available to them, including for the pets. And it's pretty easy to do, right?
It's totally easy to do. When they tap your link below, they'll see a bunch of products. And at the bottom, it says if you want to see everything or see more, tap here. So do that for sure, because we just came out with a new body cream, which is so lovely. It smells like citrus and tangerine. It's a total hit. We have the Tangerine Dream set. So we've got all these sets also. And when we put together like the body lotion and the face cream, it's called the Inside and Out set. And we take 15% off the price of each.
Okay.
And then we sell it as a set. Anything 2 or more items. We also made a lip balm when the guys at the lab weren't looking. I was like, here's another, and I keep coming up with recipes. And, oh, no, we need this for sure. And, the lip balm is great. Do you have the lip balm?
Yes, I do. Okay. But I haven't used it. See, that's a problem with the guys. That's a problem with the guys.
Oh, you got to crack it open.
I have it, though.
The mint, you're gonna have a new habit if you try it. The mint is wonderful, and we also have unflavored. But the one thing I want to tell your audience is to save 20% right from the start. Sign up for a monthly subscription, and you're not highly committed at all. You can cancel in a few days. Just get the discount, 20%. And then when you go to checkout, use Paul's code to get another 10% off.
Oh, that's awesome. So go, that would be a 30% saving on the total
it's
order.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you can also, better than that, is we sell cases. And a case is 12 bottles, and you get 25%. And if you do it while you have the link to his channel, then you can get another 10% off. Now, that's some serious savings. And we are the only company that doesn't sell these little teeny 2-ounce bottles independently, because they only last a week. I've seen competitors like for $60. We only do it by the dozen, and you can get all the flavors mixed. But a little 2-ounce doesn't last very long. A 4-ounce is really good for if you want to take a teaspoon a day. If you want to do a tablespoon a day, you want to go 8-ounce. And, depending on how much energy you want, you're going to want more Evo. But start slight, and then you'll see how most people end up taking a tablespoon because it feels so good. And we also have 32-ounce. So from teeny to small, medium, large, extra large. And anything that you buy, if you buy 2, we will throw up a note that says, if you buy 2, then you can have a third one half off. A lot of people like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of discounts, as you can see. We have a subscriber list, and if you sign up, we offer other gifting items. So just take your time, and don't forget to use Paul's code. It helps him support the channel, and it'll give you a little bit more discount. So c60evo.com / in the opposite direction of what's up there, Paul Begley.
You go the slash the other way. That's right.
but you're going to feel and look better. And thank you for the nice compliments. I went to dinner last night. It was the first time, like, my kids were like, "You're really, looking better.
Looking
What are you
good.
doing?"
Yeah. You're looking
I
good.
just do ego. I don't do much else, but it's about staying in our heart and our mind connected. And I think that your show really delivers that to your audience
Thank you.
at a time when the world is going crazy.
Yeah.
So you got the heavy news, but then you bring it back to the heart. And I really appreciate that about you. So I
Thank
hope
you.
all of you people decide to look and feel better. It's so easy. It's not that expensive. And you'll find that you're not going to be buying all these other things, supplements that probably don't have in it what they say they do. Is a nice way to put
Patty, I
it.
tell you, I appreciate it, the kind words, and everybody out there. And they really are. We have a great audience, very receptive audience, and they want to get better. They want to feel better. They want to learn everything that's going on, and it's incredible that you've been out there giving people this option, a great option, folks. So there it is, c60evo.com. There it goes, / Paul Begley.
How to do that by itself.
It's amazing. Israel Hall's amazing in there. c60evo.com / Paul Begley. Save the 10%. And Patty, we will see you next time right here on the coming apocalypse, okay?
Thank you.
Right.
Take care and keep losing. You look great.
Oh, I will. Praise God. God bless. Amen.